5.
Exodus.
A brilliant thing, all about craftsmanship and artisans and designers and creative people. I love it. I didn't even know this passage existed. And Bezalel and Oholiab, who are skillful and
notice how it says the spirit of it's the spirit of God that's been put in.
Yeah,
them.
exactly. I like that.
God has given them this particular, that God's given them these gifts.
I know. I do. I love that idea that creativity is a gift from God, and very appropriate today because we've just put up, which you may have noticed behind Malcolm during the morning prayer, the beautiful and very new icon, which is brilliant. Look at that. Oh, so convenient with the flip of a switch. Back camera, full camera. Yeah, so how amazing to have that reading specifically today.
Yeah,
it's great.
And I was just saying at the beginning of morning prayer, you may have missed it, but this is an icon that we commissioned. It's of the saints of the first 1,000 years, the first millennium, the saints of the British Isles. And those are saints which are recognised by both the Eastern Church and the Western Church. And in the centre and at the top is the Lord Jesus holding an open gospel with the words, "I am with you always to the end of the age."
And I've just noticed that the landmass that they're sitting on is the United Kingdom, isn't it?
That's right.
Wakey. But that experience, it is. Yeah, amazing. Gosh.
So,
it is actually beautiful.
So,
anyway.
We'll put a photo of it on our various social media and things, so yeah.
That's great. Isn't that beautiful? I love your Russian tradition.
Yeah.
These Anglican saints.
Yeah.
British Isles saints. Great.
A couple of other things I noticed on this is one is that the great emphasis time and time again is on everybody who was willing to do this.
Ah, right.
People gave according to as they were willing. It was sort of very much, this wasn't a thing you've got to give.
Not being coerced.
There was a desire and people gave. In fact, they gave so much that at the end, Moses had to say, "Stop giving."
Right.
And I love that with our restoration,
and
other things. To have to say to people, "No, stop! We can't take any more."
I love that idea. That's great.
And then moving on to Luke chapter 4.
So he's just come out of the wilderness and he's now started preaching, right?
That's it. This is the beginning, the first sermon, really.
And he's sort of saying, I'm the one, right? Who's come to bring good news to the poor, release the captives, give sight to the blind. That's me.
Yep.
And everyone's like, what?
You're like and more than that, because of their understanding of the Old Testament, I'm the Messiah.
Right.
Because this is what the Messiah does. This is the King, God's King. This is what he does. So you're right. And they say, Hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute. You're a carpenter. But then he said, this is a doubt. All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his mouth. I mean, it was into that. It's like, so they see his words as being gracious, and yet they question him saying those words.
Exactly.
Right.
And they say, I don't quite know why they say, doubtless you will quote to me this. Why he says, doubtless you will quote to me this proverb, "Doctor, cure yourself." I understand the next bit.
That had me completely mystified.
Do here in your hometown the things that we've heard you did at Capernaum. They've heard that he's done miracles. He's turned water into wine at Capernaum, and they're saying, "Wow, put on the magic show for us here, and then we might believe." And Jesus says to them, "No." He says, "Actually, remember in the Old Testament, God didn't send the prophet Elijah, and he didn't send first of all, he sent them to people who were non-Jewish people. He sent them to Gentiles.
That's interesting.
Elijah, when there was a drought and a famine, was sent to a widow at Zarephath in Sidon in a Gentile area.
Right.
Elisha, the leper who Elisha, we're told, cleansed, was Naaman, a Syrian general.
Yeah, right.
And so he's sort of saying, God's grace is just bigger, maybe. Yes, I've come to be the Jewish Messiah, but I've come for something much bigger than this as well.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Right. That is interesting, actually. It's actually, the more you read this, the more I realise that there's the whole sort of thing between Gentile and the chosen Israelites.
And that's why they get so mad at the end and want to kill him. and throw him off the hill.
Yes, yeah, that was news to me. It was like, hang on, I don't know that story of Jesus about being thrown off a hill. I reflected, oh no,
Sorry, we've lost it. We've lost it. I don't know whether you could republish your post, but
just do it again. It's copy paste. Do it again.
too slow.
Yeah, we were just too slow.
And YouTube are too slow. They're too quick.
Yeah. But anyway, that was amazing, and I hadn't realised that there was a bit when he was going to be thrown off a hill.
I've actually just recently seen a picture of what's called the brow of the hill at Nazareth, which is possibly one of the places they were planning to throw him off. And I love this idea that Jesus just sort of goes through, just sort of goes through. So
and went on his way.
Yeah.
Great readings today.
Lovely. Yeah. Have a wonderful day, and see you on Sunday, hopefully.
Right.
Bless you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I have to run. I've got to get to a fellowship at 10.